to set the scene, we start with our nice little Smash intro. We get a gorgeous little trailer of Link and Martha Meta Knight fighting.
Yeah, Martha and Meta Knight, bearing in mind, look evil as shit.
Yeah, they do. It looks very cool.
They've got glowing eyes. That's
we
how
see
bad it is.
We see the horse running in, and then we get the reveal of the character that nobody in the West gives a flying F about, which is the hero of Dragon Quest XI, a game that is not yet out on Switch.
Yep. Which, I mean, yeah.
But, considering that, trailer was pretty hype.
Yeah, it was quite a cool trailer, just showing off.
Like, it got me interested.
It's a cool cinematic trailer. This is like, we talk about all the other cinematic trailers for all of these other prior games and all of these other press conferences. Yeah. None of them actually were, when you think about it, none of them were actually very cool.
There were a couple of cool ones, but most of them were pretty
just showing that, like, here's this game, sort of thing. Whereas this is just straight up something that you'd see out of like an action movie.
Yeah. And then it got into a bit of gameplay with him.
Yeah, showed him off.
He seems to just be Link mixed with Robin, but then he starts losing, and then we find out that you actually get to play as 4 different Dragon Quest heroes. You get the hero from... Christ, this comes to memory. You get the hero from 11, you get the hero from 8, and I think the other heroes are from 3 and 4.
There you go.
Not certain on that.
It was
Feel free to correct me.
I was super impressive because I wouldn't have. I wasn't even going to say that. I would have just said there's 4 different types you can play costumes.
But it also, well, I thought costumes at first too, but it seems like they will all have different moves as well.
Yeah.
Like not the base moves, but like their down special or something. So pretty cool.
Yep. And that's coming summer 2019?
Yep, that got summer 2019. So, and then they went swiftly into Dragon Quest S, Dragon Quest 11S, Echoes of an Elusive Age.
Again, we have,
edition.
like we were saying, it was mentioned in the Square Enix conference. They just rehashed it here and basically re-emphasized it.
They're trying to get Dragon Quest going in the West, so I get why they're...
It is, I can see why it's a struggle, though.
Yeah, it is such a Japanese game.
Yeah, and I did write this down as well on my notes, is that it's got such an Eastern style of advertisement that they haven't completely rehashed to make it westernized.
Yeah.
Like, if us as Westerners, we like things to be sort of a little bit thrown in our face. So when it comes to things like this, what we need to be seeing is the massive dragon battle and them casting a massive spell of doom and things flying everywhere, and then potentially the big buxom-breasted woman that's no doubt in there somewhere. I've forgotten what she's called. We need to see that sort of thrown in our face. Yeah. What we don't necessarily need is the, in a certain essence, childish kind of music. It is sort of, it's way too playing for it is way too sort of happy and joyful. We don't want to
sour.
We don't need that like happy music and it just showing sort of like, yes, you'll be the hero and you must slay this beast and you must gather these gems.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think
us in the West, we don't like that.
The other issue, which if you have the chance to rewatch trailers and stuff, is fine. But if you compare it to some of the Western trailers, the thing you notice is that the Eastern trailers move at such a pace by comparison. Like, they are flashing across every moment of the game, but for like a split second. And, I mean, in Japan that will work, because in Japan they're like, oh, it's Dragon Quest. That's like Looney Tunes or something here. Like, it is just something people know.
No.
Like, but here, like... You are not showing us stuff that we're familiar with.
Yeah.
So we need like a little bit more of a slow like.
They need to be going. This is what I'm saying. They need to do a Western approach to a trailer.
Yeah.
But that's coming out
for this market.
Yeah.
In Japan, this obviously works amazingly, and I think for a lot of people who are already interested in Dragon Quest here, it does work. But to get new people in here, I think you have to advertise it in a different way.
But this did get a release date of September 27th, 2019.
I would love to play that if I had the time.
Yep.
Don't see that happening.
Problem with Japanese games is they're so good
Dragon
and
Quest
so long.
games are minimum 100-hour games, to my knowledge.
I mean, that's probably for 100% completion. I mean, for the most part, you
I think some of them you can do
in
in
about
40.
like 40 hours, 50 hours. We then had a nice little joke about the new CEO of America, Nintendo of America, who is Doug Bowser. And then we had a massive Bowser on the screen as well.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh no, we
Nice,
didn't invite
fun
you,
little-
Bowser. We invited Doug Bowser. Yeah. Which is... do you know what?
It's fun.
It's one of those
I've
things...
missed those parts of Directs.
It is fun, and it is just a nice little touch.
It's
Where
just there
they're
for their
taking,
amusement. Like,
they're not taking themselves too seriously, which is important, and move
No, that's
straight
good.
on from that into Luigi's Mansion 3.
yeah, nice coverage of Luigi Mansion 3 as well.
Yeah, they didn't show too much, but all they did is they basically announced the premise of the game, what is in the game. There's a
why
couple
it's
of new
different
things that is there.
Yeah.
What's different, and that it looks great.
It does look great. It's got full co-op.
Yep, you have your own ghost dog.
Yeah. The
That's
Polterpup is
important.
back.
The Polterpup. Is he in number 2?
Yeah, he's in number 2.
Okay, I didn't play, and I obviously didn't get far enough into 2 to see that. It shows like there's moves like slamming to help damage ghosts and damage ghosts that you slam your ghost that you're controlling into. You've got like a plunger which will grab shields off ghosts, or it can move furniture if furniture's in your way.
Gives you a tether to work off, basically.
Yeah, you can do a thing called a burst, which is basically
It's both a jump and a quake,
Yeah, so it just
move.
sort of like pushes ghosts away from you.
which is really handy.
Guigi.
Yeah, he appeared in the 3DS remake of Luigi's Mansion. I forget how he was involved in that, but he was in it.
Not only so, Guigi is someone that is a usable item where it can like go through spikes and go through certain like bars.
In single player, it's like an Doctor Strange style astral form, basically.
Yeah, that's the best way to sort of put it. However, if you do have
a
friend or a sibling, they can play as Guigi.
Yeah.
But he
Good
can't touch water.
No, he
which
does
I
not
really
water.
like.
It's good. It's cool that you have to work with the different dynamics of it, and it's not just like a straight like, oh, Guigi's just like the bloody Toadette in New Super Mario Bros. U Wii Deluxe Special Switch. I can't remember what it's called.
They also did show Scarescaper.
Oh yeah,
which is a play on Skyscraper.
Yeah.
Oh, such a struggle.
That looks fun. Like,
it's just
manic
you and
fun.
like 7 other people, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it
So
allows
it's
for up to 8 player
and
multiplayer.
you just go around just catching ghosts.
Yeah.
Which
it looks like Ghostbusters.
Potentially you'll be able to play online with your friends.
Yeah.
I don't know, it is Nintendo.
Yeah, who knows? Though
they have said that they're correcting. So Mario Maker 2, in case you were wondering what we were talking about, Mario Maker 2 when it's getting released, they're saying that it's not coming with, you can't play online on maps with your friends, but they are now saying that they're adjusting that.
Yeah.
That it's just one of those things where surely someone just down the line must have just said like, well, how do you play online with your friends? And one of the kids sitting there probably went, "You never told me to do that."
No. I think they said that they wanted to get the game out for when they were getting it out, and they just didn't have time in their timescale to get it.
Yeah.
To work it in.
Dark Crystal Tactics.
Ugh. I mean, I love me some tactic games, but Dark Crystal can go away.
I'm not too... I mean, Dark Crystal, like the puppets
I'm alright
and
with
whatnot.
creepy, but they're just like... they remind me of like
Right,
the old mouldy
is it
puppets
90s
in
or
the dentist.
80s that is?
I don't
I always
know.
get mixed up.
I mean, it's now because
It's
Netflix brought it back.
Wrong. It's wrong is what it is. So they use this advert style from the 90s where it's like the puppet creature thing that's part of the Netflix series.
talking
It's
into the
basically
crystal
talking
and-
about the game Dark Crystal
It'll be
Tactics. And the
fine.
game looks alright, but the movie and Netflix adaptation does not look fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see that Netflix stuff is getting game. Like, there's the Stranger Things game as well. Like, it's interesting. They're not the properties I would choose to make a video game
Even
out.
the Stranger Things free game, I don't even
looks
know what it's
mixed at
showing
best,
me.
yeah.
Yeah. But we'll move on to something a lot more positive. Link's Awakening
Yeah.
looks amazing, as what
Looks
you'd
pretty.
expect from Legend of Zelda game.
Yeah,
Well, not even a Legend of Zelda game, is it? It's just Link's Awakening.
I think the full title is
Yeah,
Legend of Zelda:
probably.
Link's Awakening.
You can now build your own dungeons.
Yeah, so as I understand it, when you clear dungeons in the main game, you unlock the rooms that you've cleared, and then you can use those to make your own custom dungeons.
Yeah, and then you can explore your own dungeon that you've then created to get more rewards.
Yeah, and
which
you can
is
set
really
yourself
cool.
time limits and stuff as well, so you can do
I
speed
hope
running
you
in
can
it.
share those with your mates.
Yeah, that will be the key to this. Like,
Yeah.
if there's a good way to share them, then you'll have like a nice community with it and stuff, and that'll be fun.
Yeah.
If not, it will just be something that a couple of people mess with, and then it won't matter again. But it could be a testing ground for a Zelda maker, which is something people have theorized is a thing.
I think that's...
It's not something I want.
Yeah, I was going to say
I'm sure... I mean, Mario Maker is so much more popular than I ever thought it would be, so there is probably an audience for it.
Yeah. And this game, they gave a proper release date now of September 20th this year.
I think it's a good time to do it. I think, as big as Zelda is, I don't think you want that competing with Pokemon.
Yeah.
Not that they necessarily do compete.
I mean,
but I think
it can take from here and there, so it's not worth the risk. Trials of Mana.
Yeah, so this is a remake of the third in the Mana series, or Seiken Densetsu, because I don't even know if this had an English name until this point, because everyone just referred to it as Seiken Densetsu 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now there's like a wildly graphically uplifted version, and they also announced the collection of Mana.
Yeah, which is the
At the
original
same
free
time,
Mana
which
games.
is the 3, which is the Final Fantasy Adventure, Secrets of Mana, and the original Trials of Mana.
Yeah.
Which people have been waiting for a long time, because it's been out in Japan for
the
forever.
Trials of Mana is actually coming in early 2020 as well, they announced. And that is obviously coming to Switch.
That has never been available in the West before.
Yeah.
So that's why it's taking so long, is you got to translate that entire game.
Yeah, and that's no quick or easy feat.
No.
No.
But cool that it's coming. RPG people will be happy.
Couple of big ones now to talk about as well.
Yeah.
Witcher 3.
Witcher 3 is announced for Switch. I think... Oh, it was coming this year. I don't think it said anything more specific than that.
No.
But really cool.
Yeah.
Very impressive that it runs on it.
I've been wanting to play The Witcher 3 for ages.
Yeah.
And
same.
now that it's coming to Switch, makes it even easier to play.
Exactly. Now there is actually a chance that I might play this game.
I finally get round to it. So that's awesome. There's not too much really to say about it. Everyone knows what The Witcher 3 is.
Yeah.
But then they did talk a little bit, they showed a little bit of Fire Emblem Three Heroes.
Three Houses.
Three Houses, not Heroes.
Combining the mobile game. But yeah, they've shown that there is some kind of, if not just passage of time, possibly time travel mechanic. But I think it looks cool. I may be in the minority, but I've always thought Three Houses look really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Fire Emblem guy though, so you are preaching to the choir.
And they did
But I
give
think
a
it looks
release
awesome.
date with this as well, which is July 26th, 2019.
I think that came up in the last Direct.
Mm.
But
They're basically rehashing
it's coming soon,
it.
and it's good.
Yeah, are you going to be picking this up?
Yes, I will
Oh,
be.
Jesus,
This will be one of my pre-orders.
These...
This and Pokemon are these. That's my 2019. Those are the biggest games for me.
It's not Sekiro.
It's not Sekiro.
Wow. It's no wonder you're not doing very
Emblem's
well.
a big deal for me, so.
Fire Emblem is... I think I do underestimate how much you do enjoy a Fire Emblem game.
Yeah.
They had quite a quirky way to showcase Resident Evil there.
Christ.
If you haven't watched the Direct or conference...
I don't want to describe it, so I want to tell people to watch it, but also don't watch it.
It isn't a great use of your time. It's one of those things where they went for... They went for a 90s style kids advert
Yeah.
where they're just sort of
Like
"Ooh,
advertising around the product rather than
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
advertising the product.
Correct. But what you get out of it is that Resident Evil 1, the remake or remaster of it,
Yeah,
that
so
and
Resident Evil 0 and Resident
5,
Evil 4 are already available.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 5 and 6 is
6.
what they announced. I think it said they're coming in November?
I
Do we know that?
don't know.
We don't know that for sure.
We don't know that
but
for sure.
I think it's around then, if not. But yeah, so basically 5 and 6 are coming to Switch. I don't know about 6, but 5 is a very co-op Resident Evil. So that's pretty cool. That's a good fit for
6
Switch.
is Gears of War, but Resident
6
Evil.
is the most maligned Resident Evil
That's
to my
where
knowledge.
people were getting like pissed off of it because it's just
Yeah,
sort of like
it's just
not
an action
even,
game now.
Yeah, it's just not what it used to be. No More Heroes 3.
Look cool. I had no idea what I was looking at a trailer for until he got
you know what?
back out of his robot suit.
When I first saw it, saw him, I was just sort of like, oh, I know this.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking like the voice sounds familiar, the way he's talking sounds familiar. But yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah.
I hope
it just showed it a cinematic trailer again. There's nothing too much we can go off. It looks quite cool, but that could mean anything at this point.
Yeah. For me, I just hope that a collection of 1 and 2 comes out before then.
Or
Because
whilst
once. Well, are you including Travis Strikes Back or Travis Strikes Again in that?
God, no.
I don't know. But anyway, that game didn't interest me as much, but I would like to play 1 and 2, and I'd like not to have to pick it up on the Wii.
I would definitely agree with that.
So, yeah, hopefully they can do a collection. Suda51 has said he would like to port them to it if he gets the chance, so hopefully that will come out before this one does. And then we can all get back into our
if they want to help,
Bean Katana vibe.
if they want to help their sales, they will do that.
Well, that's what we say about a lot of these things, and they just ignore it.
Nintendo have the weirdest strategies of sales.
Yeah.
So they're doing something.
They're
doing okay at the moment, but give it a couple of months. Contra
Rogue Core.
Yeah.
Did you like the look of this?
I wouldn't say I liked the look of it in the sense that I wanted to pick it up and buy it. However, I can appreciate it.
Yeah.
There's a big panda,
there is a big
man riding a rocket.
Yeah.
Who's not always riding a rocket. A lady and
a bug,
a glob.
or alien, creature
thing
know.
of. It's just ridiculous. It's just a ridiculous. I'm not sure whether you call this a top-down or third-person shooter because it seems to vary between them.
I think it's top-down, but I think the camera angle moves.
Yeah, and it's
but
obviously
I think it just plays like
point the
top-down.
analog stick in the direction you want to fire at, and it's just absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, as I understand it, I don't know from experience, but from what I hear, Contra has always been better 2D than it has been top-down.
I could imagine so.
But maybe this will be.
But
cool,
if you want to experience those 2D ones and not this, the Contra Collection is coming to Switch.
Yeah, released now. Shadow drop of the Contra Collection, which is cool. I feel like there are like 8 games on that collection, and I feel like 4 of them are the same game. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. So
Demon X Machina.
Yeah, I think it looks cool in all of its trailers. But having played it, I know it was a bit slow.
I like the look of it, but
it looks gorgeous.
It looks so cool, but it is one of those things where, again, they're showing cinematic trailers. They're not showing too much of actual gameplay. So
the treehouse stuff. If this is a treehouse, that will be the thing to pay attention to with this one, to see if it has changed since they had the trial missions or whatever they call it. The open beta. Where they took in the fan feedback and see what people want changed about it.
I'm sure they will have worked on it.
Yeah.
That.
From what you can tell from the trailer, which is very flashy and crazy, it looks like the action has picked up the pace and things are a bit more exciting.
and that's coming out September 19th as well.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that'd get pushed out, but they're shoving it out there.
Which is
Christ, that is right by Zelda.
literally right by. I mean,
Damn.
it's just a very busy year.
Yeah.
Weirdly for this year,
Yeah.
it's been super busy up until the past couple of weeks. There's been something big coming out most of the time.
Yeah.
And then September, you've got Borderlands 3, you've got this, you've got
Zelda.
Link's Awakening.
I'm sure something else got announced for
Oh
September
god,
as well.
yeah, there's so many things, I've already forgotten them all.
Yeah.
Something that potentially is not coming out in September though is Panzer Dragoon.
Yeah, I don't think that got any kind of date.
Didn't
I don't
say
even know
any
if it
date.
said 2019.
It might be one of those things where it's already out. It didn't say it,
I
but
don't
essentially
think so.
you're a pterodactyl.
But I think it's remastered. Mm-hmm. Yeah, from the Dreamcast original, you play as a pointy-nosed dragon. It's like Star Fox. Old school Star Fox. It's just an on-rail shooter.
So
I hear it's a very good on-rail shooter.
I mean, if you are somebody that likes those games, this game is for you. I can imagine that is a very select player base again.
It's not a big genre anymore.
That is definitely like a good 150,000 people in the world that want that.
Yeah.
And I would say that's probably about it.
If the price is reasonable, I might pick it up. Because I like my Star Foxes, so...
Have you played Star Fox, the one that was on the SNES?
I haven't played Star Fox 2 yet, no.
Do you want to borrow it?
Maybe.
We'll talk about it later. Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Yeah,
They
didn't
announced-
actually show anything.
Didn't really show anything. They basically said that the Pokeball Plus somewhat works with it in the sense that you can basically put your Pokemon into it.
It basically works like the Pokewalker from Soul Silver and Heart
Yeah,
Gold.
said you can get something really cool or something.
Didn't even say that. It said you might get something good.
You might get something good.
But they're basically just pointing out that they have gameplay at the treehouse. People can go play it.
Yeah, and there you could fight against Nessa, the water gym leader.
Yeah, she looks cool.
And people found 2 new Pokemon as well.
Yeah, Yampy or Yamper, something like that, and Impidimp.
Impidimp is a very dark type.
Seems to be.
Which is quite cool. Looks really flippin' weird
and
though.
Yamper is an electric type corgi.
He looked
Should be cool. Yeah.
He looked fluffy.
I like the look of both of them, to be honest.
But that's really it from Pokemon, which is quite...
Yeah. I mean, we just had a direct.
They just had their direct, so... Astral Chain with an August 30th, 2019 release date.
Yeah. They did announce that... They announced that date the first time they showed Astral Chain, which I think was bold. But I've seen the Treehouse gameplay for Astral Chain.
Yeah.
Looks real cool.
Yeah,
This might be my first Platinum games other than Star Fox Zero. Which is not really a Platinum Games game, but you know what I mean.
This game, the combat just looks crazy. Just whips and bows and chains, and you capture enemies as well, and then use the enemies to fight other enemies like Pokemon.
Yeah.
And then you can use your chains to grab just specific enemy limbs and hold those limbs so it can't attack you. It's cool.
It's very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. If you haven't seen this, you can't describe it well enough over mic.
No.
Astral Chain, look it up.
Very cool. It's like, oh, Christ. You can get real Bayonetta vibes from it. You got like...
This is going
I don't
along
even
the
know.
way of one of Platinum's great games.
I think so. This is going to be up there with Bayonetta.
I reckon so. I think that's something that you should keep an eye on.
Yeah.
In the near future.
Very near future.
Very near future. 2 months.
Yeah.
Empire of Sin.
Nice
Gangster,
trailer.
top-down shooter.
It looked like it might be top-down shooter and some kind of like business management type game, maybe. Basically, you're mafiaing.
Mafiaing.
Yep, that's a
the
verb
new
now.
That's the new verb. This is coming in 2020 as well.
Yeah.
There's not too much really else that they showed or anything.
I don't think it's really...
just emphasises the fact that it's a gangster.
But, you know, more games that we didn't know about.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, so they announced the expansion pass for it that will feature characters from Marvel Knights, X-Men, and Fantastic Four.
And
I'm hoping it's characters that we haven't already seen.
This is coming July 19th as well.
The game or the expansion pass?
The game is. The DLC is coming in 2020.
Okay. But still, cool.
And this is exactly...
I think I'll pick it up at some point.
What, like we was mentioning earlier about how Marvel have this sort of knack. This is with like all of their games being sort of a little bit more aimed towards younger people. This is this sort of class. This is what goes through my mind every time I think of a Marvel game, is that sort of cartoonish, comical sort of look, which is fine.
Yeah.
But that's why when we're talking about in reference to Square Enix's Avengers game, that's why
we thought it would skew further from it. And that's quite cool. And you can play as literally anybody from any of the main people. Yeah, you're not just limited to like the movie ones.
No.
You've got 3 different Spider people. You got the proper X-Men.
Yeah.
You got it
Guardians
seems like you're
of
going to
the
get Fantastic Four. You
there.
got Guardians of the Galaxy. They showed Ghost Rider and I've forgotten her name. Bloodstorm, like Alice Bloodstorm or something. I forget her name.
That's how
but she's like
she is.
mad. Yeah, when I saw her, I was like,
and then all the big baddies are there as well. So you got Hela, Thanos is there.
Yeah. Play as Magneto, like
he's
Kingpin
a baddie
and
as
stuff.
well.
Yeah, I think he might be a playable character and a boss in this game.
Wouldn't surprise me. That's gonna be big, and if you like Marvel, that is definitely something to keep an eye out for.
And Switch exclusive. Pretty big deal.
I mean, it's a big deal, but it's not.
Apologies.
It's okay. It's a big deal, but I wouldn't say that's not a great
It's
console
an established
buying
franchise.
game.
Oh no one's buying a Switch for this, but the old Ultimate Alliance games were popular.
No, but what the people might buy a Switch for is Cadence of Hyrule.
I don't think so, but I think it looks good.
Oh yeah, it looks good. June 13th. They're showing more.
June 13th release date.
June 13th is the release date. Sorry.
Yeah, so that is tomorrow. Day after tomorrow.
Well,
it depends when you're
today
listening.
now, anyway. And
it's probably out if you're hearing this.
This looks really cool.
Yeah,
I quite like the rhythm aspect of it, and obviously you can play as Zelda, and you can play as
Link.
I was gonna say you can play as the girl as well, which is quite cool.
Yeah,
I think this is one of those games where you'd pick it up not expecting much, but it will give you a great experience.
Yeah, I think it will be good, and the original Crypt of the Necrodancer is like 80% off on the eShop right now, so
take advantage.
You can grab that to get a feel for if you're going to like the gameplay rather than just the Zelda license.
Yeah. Mario and Sonic at the Olympics.
I think this looks class.
Yeah, they've added snow. Not
it looks like they've gone
surfing.
Yeah, surfing. Well, it's all the Tokyo 2020 sports. So they got the surfing, they got the skateboarding, they got karate, which looks pretty badass. Like they're dropping like flying kicks and stuff all over the place.
Yeah, it's obviously they've done these Olympics games for a little while now.
Yeah.
And they've always been somewhat fun anyway. It's a great party game.
It looks like they've had the chance to really work into this one because it's not Wii and 3DS versions anymore. Now it's just this version. Focus on the whole game. It looks like there's a lot more depth to each game now. Everything
is smoothed out, looks really nice.
Yeah.
And I think
looks really pretty as well. Like the actual game.
So that's something to look forward to. Yeah. November this year.
Wonderful. Just in time for Christmas.
Yep, just in time for 2020. Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Yeah, so this is what everyone thought would be the focus of Nintendo's presentation.
And they didn't really do too much on it.
No.
They
just difficult game to show in a direct, but
yeah, they've just shown basically that the game is there and it's working and it's coming. However, it has been delayed.
Yeah,
it's now coming
March 2020 now.
Which I'd rather they were honest than they just said it's been delayed to make sure it's working as well as it should be. So no negatives.
Because with a game like that, you can't afford that Mario Maker situation.
Mm.
Like, you have to have all of the online features there from launch
Yeah.
for an Animal Crossing game.
Yeah. So hopefully they'll deliver on that.
Yeah.
But as somebody that's not a massive expert on
No.
Animal Crossing, it's looking good from what I can see.
It looks real pretty.
Mm.
And as I understand it, they've introduced a lot of stuff that wasn't possible in previous games.
Yeah.
Like to do with customizing the outside and things. It doesn't look like the deserted island aspect will have too much of a bearing, to be honest. Like, it looks like that'll be the intro to the game, and then...
Yeah, I mean, it could be that you then venture off to discover other islands in the near future,
Yeah.
and then you can expand and whatnot, or control, then like, oh, I want to have a shop here, or
Yeah.
so on and so forth.
It does seem
But
like
they're
there is
not-
local multiplayer as well.
Yeah, they're
Which
not
is cool.
showing, they haven't yet shown off, or from my knowledge anyway, they haven't yet shown, what they didn't do is just go, here's this amazing new mechanic,
Yeah,
which is quite strange.
that's very true. It does... Well, as much as they have added, it doesn't feel like they've... I mean, you don't need to Breath of the Wild Animal Crossing by any means.
No.
But it doesn't feel like there's a big mechanical jump from New Leaf, I believe was the last proper one.
I believe so. So it's coming. Apologies about the delay.
Yeah. I think it's good that it's delayed. Like, not just for the quality, but also this year is packed.
Yeah, just get it separated.
Yeah.
However, March is everyone's going to be focused on something else.
It'll probably... I mean... 3rd of March will be 7.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have
That's then 6 months. Nobody else will ever buy anything again.
Let's all be very honest. You will have completed that game twice before Animal Crossing comes out.
What when are you expecting Animal Crossing to come
I don't
out?
think it matters, if I'm honest, but I think it will come out the end of March.
I don't think so. I think I'll have a job then.
I still think you'll have completed it at least once.
We then Nintendo just, what's it called when you just say a load of games all at once?
Oh yeah, they jumped right into a highlight reel.
Yeah, highlight reel of all these games coming to Switch. Some of these have already been announced, but some of them you might not have heard before.
Many had not.
A couple of them are quite important ones anyway. Yeah. Just to keep you aware, though, it was literally just a quick highlight reel, couple of trailers,
like 5 seconds on each game. Or something.
These games are coming to Switch.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
Spyro Trilogy, Hollow Knight, Ni no Kuni, Minecraft Dungeons, Elder Scrolls Blades, My Friend Pedro, Doom Eternal, Sinking City, Wolfenstein Young Blood, Dead by Daylight, Alien Isolation, Crystal Chronicles, Dragon Quest Builders 2, Stranger Things 3, Just Dance 2020, Catan, Super Lucky's Tale, and Mario Maker 2.
Yeah. I should say it's the second Hollow Knight that was announced. But
yeah,
it doesn't matter too much.
I don't know. There's a couple of ones in there that I don't know why they're bothering to say, like Mario Maker 2. We all know that. If you know what Mario Maker is, you know that it's coming to Switch.
Yeah.
Stop wasting our time.
It's just a reminder.
Wolfenstein Young Blood coming. I quite like the idea of that.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's already been announced.
I'm glad that Spyro's finally confirmed.
Yeah, this is one of those weird ones where you just
like we all heard about it when it was first announced for PS4.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Crash trilogy came. Crash Nitro Fueled is coming. Like, it just seemed weird to wait this long.
Avoid it, or at least mention it anyway.
Yeah.
And then this is pretty much the end of the Direct now.
Seems to be the end of the Direct.
So they then had a
cut to a Smash reveal.
Another Smash reveal. And loads of people were saying it, but it was never confirmed or anything like that.
And also just seemed out of the realm of possibility, to be honest.
But Banjo-Kazooie is coming to Smash.
Yeah. I mean, the only Banjo game I've played is the Game Boy one. But even I am pretty hyped for this.
Well, now you can play the original because Banjo-Kazooie is also coming to Switch.
What?
Did you not watch the end of the podcast? Not the podcast. End of the show? It shows that the game Banjo-Kazooie is coming to Switch.
It does not.
I'm pretty sure it does.
It shows
the
Smash
cross.
Bros. Cross.
Yeah, that means it's coming to...
It doesn't.
They did it with Dragon Quest.
Yeah, they did. They
Exactly,
did
there
it.
we
They
go.
did it with Persona 5 as well, and that isn't coming to Switch.
Isn't it?
No, they've actually said it's not coming
Well,
to
that's
Switch.
just stupid. But yeah, Banjo-Kazooie is coming to Switch. Don't...
It's Smash.
Banjo-Kazooie is coming to Smash. God, you can tell it's almost the end of an hour and 40-minute podcast. The joke with
Looks
Duck
real
Hunt
cool.
Duo was amazing.
Yeah.
The whole
It's
build
a riff on their own joke from before. Like,
which is just perfect. That's so Nintendo, and
Yeah.
it works so well. Especially
Love it.
like the little gold puzzle
Jiggy
piece.
that went over.
Yeah, the jiggy that falls at the very start.
Yeah.
From
that moment,
I noticed
you know.
it. I noticed it and just thought, oh, it's Banjo and Kazooie,
Yeah.
sort of thing. But a lot of it is also down to the fact that people had obviously been speculating. It made me put like one and one together.
Yeah.
But then that joke just executed it so well.
Yeah.
And it was just sort of like, it just plays on itself.
Like from that moment, you know what's getting revealed, but they're just making you wait that little bit more, and they're just really getting you to that point, and then they're like, yeah, we did it. We got a Microsoft character into our game.
And the character looks fun to use.
Yeah.
The different variety
Moveset looks
of
as
eggs.
good as you would expect.
Yeah, you can fly. It's basically another Duck Hunt Duo.
Oh, mate, the moves are ripped straight out of Banjo-Kazooie.
Exactly.
Like, all of them.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see the know your moves on this.
Yeah, and there was only one last surprise thing, that they showed after
we all
Banjo-Kazooie.
thought that Smash would be the end. You know, start on Smash, end on Smash, direct's done. But then...
and Banjo and Kazooie coming to Smash.
Yeah, that's pretty
very
huge.
big news.
But then I believe it was Tsunekaza. I forget the man that came on. But he introduced the classic Nintendo Direct. Just one more thing. And we got a nice mystical looking trailer.
Nice teaser trailer.
Yeah, some green spells forming, and then turns out they've started work on the sequel to Breath of the Wild. Just casually dropping news about the follow-up to like the game of the decade. They're just like, we're just going to end a direct by telling you that we're doing a second one.
So brave. And we can't talk about this as much. This is the thing with Nintendo's conferences. They showed a lot more than Square Enix did, but Square Enix showed a little bit more substance with their games, especially when it came to Final Fantasy VII.
Deeper dives.
There was much more that we needed to discuss. With this, all we have seen so far is that...
It's just an announcement that it's getting developed.
It is in development. This won't be coming out until 2021, so I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Well, I mean, they didn't say that, but I'd have to imagine it's not coming out till 2021.
I mean, that's just normally how it works. It's like 2 years in between each
Yeah.
Zelda game, and it goes from 2D to 3D.
Oh, yeah. We haven't had a 2D Zelda in a little while. Oh, Link's Awakening.
Jesus.
Apologies.
So
I'm sorry, but this trailer made me instantly forget about Link's Awakening.
The Breath of the Wild did so phenomenally well, and it is an amazing, incredible game.
Yeah.
That
I mean, it's like 15 million units for a single player.
I mean, it sold more than the console had done at launch. That's how good it was doing.
Insanity.
It's weird to think that it's done so well that they've broken their conventions on how they normally do these games and whatnot, and it is
we don't often get direct sequels to Zelda games or any Nintendo games, to be honest.
So we haven't seen anything. The trailer doesn't show too much. It shows obviously Link and Zelda. Don't know if there are a couple yet, but the way that it's left at the end of... Wait, no, you haven't finished Breath of the Wild, so I'm going to be quiet.
I have not finished Breath of the Wild, no.
Unfortunately,
Apologies.
Unfortunately, Elliot, they do survive. Not everybody survives.
No.
Just,
Yeah.
I can't say it without spoiling anything, but essentially the game will not end, no matter, even seeing this, the game will still not end how you think it's going to end. Okay. So you don't need to worry about it in that sense. I'm not going to go into any more details and spoilers like that.
Yeah.
But it just leads off the cliffhanger of somebody with Gerudo earrings is like the corpse. Their corpse is something that Zelda and Link find, and it reawakens.
Yeah. We saw there seemed to be a glowing hand on this thing's chest, like it was draining it. Beyond that, we don't know. Looked dark, though.
Yeah, sort of like Majora's Mask, sort of dark.
Like, for everyone that was thinking, like, oh, it'll be like a Dark World Breath of the Wild, this trailer is definitely hinting at that. Also,
which is cool.
I'm going to say, I think maybe co-op. I think maybe you can play as Link and Zelda.
I mean, we could discuss this in a different sort of setting.
Yeah,
but
we could do this in a separate
setting.
theories video.
But I think this is something that I've, ever since playing Breath of the Wild, that game would have been absolutely amazing to play 2-player or 3-player online, where you can just do everything
just
together.
Free roam.
Just free roam, because it's
they
so
could turn off
flipping
shrines
massive.
or something, or whatever. Like,
yeah,
just let you loose in the open world.
it's just it was just biblically brilliant, that game is.
So the potential for that. Whew.
And that's unfortunately where the last conference was, really. I mean, there's still little bits of news coming out here, there, and everywhere. So, like, there's a slime
Obviously,
controller.
E3 is still going.
Yeah,
so.
There's a slime controller coming to Switch, which is
looks
the slime,
as goofy and awesome as it sounds.
Yes, which is the slime from Dragon Quest. It's going to cost around about £70 to £80, which is ludicrous, but that's how much Switch Pro controllers cost.
Yeah.
So it's just something to keep in mind of. We're going to go now. We're not going to go. We're going to now talk just quickly. We're just going to have a quick overview of E3.
Recap. Review.
What was... What... Who did you think did the best then?
The best is between Square and Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
It really depends on how much of an RPG person you are.
Yeah.
But
I do believe that Square Enix definitely had... I think they had a better consistency of decent reveals. However, Nintendo just knocked it out of the park with the commitment to what they normally do. So the showing of Smash, the Banjo-Kazooie reveal. There was a lot of naff sort of less interesting items in the middle, which let it down. But then when they revealed Breath of the Wild at the end there, that definitely... that was something else. And I'm a massive Final Fantasy VII fan, but I knew Final Fantasy VII was going to be at E3. So
no one knew this was coming. There were no leaks, not even rumors or anything. Like nothing.
Not even a whiff.
Like everyone, like fans speculated that they would follow up Breath of the Wild.
No,
but...
I think more the fans were like, how are they going to?
Yeah.
No one ever thought that they would just do a 2. And I do think in that sort of respect, E3 wise and how E3 should be, I think that Nintendo did take this by a smidgen.
I think the way to do it is partway between.
If they took elements from each other and put them together. The thing we do have to address, though, is that two things we have to address, though, is that Microsoft should have been at the very top here.
Yeah.
They really
This
should
was
have
their
been,
big chance to step up. And...
they haven't delivered.
I mean, there's only so much they can do if they don't have games ready, but I mean, show more of what you don't have ready, at least.
The other thing I just wanted to say is that E3 is a dying trend. We all know this. It's not abnormal. I mean, the fact that Sony isn't there, that pretty much says it all. That's why it's a dying trend. It's just one of those things that people are more focusing on making these directs themselves and whatnot.
Yeah.
Still
a big deal, though.
It's still a big deal, and I do believe that this will be like the roundabout sort of date every year. Roundabout this time will be when everybody starts talking about all these games. The level of like involvement with the games shown, it was all just cinematic trailers.
Yeah.
Like 90,
That's the big issue with this
95% of it.
E3 is that there was so little gameplay shown for a lot of it.
Yeah, and even like, and don't get me wrong, even Square Enix was a culprit of this. It didn't show any sort of combat of Avengers or anything like that,
No,
which
that's true.
we so desperately need. They did talk enough about it to get me more involved, which is fine. And let me get,
Yeah.
and even then, when you go to Nintendo, Breath of the Wild 2, they didn't show any of that. But these sorts of things we didn't need.
No.
We don't need the gameplay of those because
are
we
games
know
that
what we're
are-
getting. Well, I guess in the sense of Breath of the Wild, anyway.
Avengers needed.
Avengers, would have been good to see some in-game
Yeah.
footage
Like
and
stuff
like
that
how
you
it
knew
plays.
was proper gameplay.
Just show us like the first like 5 minutes of gameplay with the Hulk and whatnot. What happened to the days of people playing these games on stage? Now I know there's the problems that come along with it, and it can like go horribly wrong. Have a backup for it, because if Xbox had done that where they played Halo 6 or Halo Infinite on stage and they're like, oh, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to shoot this guy or do this? Or showed us a little bit like that,
Yeah.
it would have stolen the show. It would have stood out so much, because everybody, we were talking about yesterday how like people have played it safe, and it's just sort of like, other than Square Enix, who decided that Final Fantasy VII finally needed to actually show some details before people
Yeah.
start murdering them. Other than that, everybody just kept to themselves. Nintendo did quite well. They did what their usual thing. Here's the new characters. Here's their gameplay. Perfect. That's all you need to do. Why on earth? Every other game they decided, oh, we don't really need to show too much gameplay and whatnot. This is of the bigger stuff. Bear in mind.
What I'll quickly say, the Smash Bros. Trailer model, where they have like a cool trailer and then they show some gameplay or whatever. I hope that Square adopt that for each new hero in Avengers.
That would be cool, but they won't.
No, I know. They'll have like little cinematic teasers.
Nintendo have got it.
And it'll
When
be
it
like,
comes
oh
to
my
Smash,
god, a quiver. Maybe it's Hawkeye.
when it comes to Smash, Nintendo just knock it out of the park every single time so consistently.
Sakurai is a creative god.
It is unbelievable what they are capable of, and it just goes to show how it affects the end result.
Yeah.
We're
also,
sat
the
here
amount
saying,
that we're now sat here talking
Yeah.
about just Square and Nintendo is also indicative of just how little there was at everyone else's.
yeah, there was a couple
Or
of
like
interesting things
stuff
here
that
and
doesn't
there,
stick with you.
and that's the
like the
problem.
big
it's
E3
even
moments.
it's even like the new From Software game, which I've already forgotten the name of.
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring. I know George R.R. Martin's in it. That's quite cool, and I have a lot of faith in From Software, and I will happily trust them. However, because I'm not seeing enough, or I haven't seen enough, I'm none the wiser of it.
Yeah. Also, whilst I know there's many separate issues involved in that, if they'd shown that before season 8 of Game of Thrones had concluded and people were not so happy about it.
I was going to say, people are in
People
a
would have
bad
been a bit-
mood
Yeah.
with blimmin' George R.
Well,
Although it's not
I mean,
directly
it's probably
his
not
fault,
him,
but unfortunately, it's
it's
linked
his
with
property.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of you, and like there are so many speculations of how this has happened and whatnot, and we won't go into Game of Thrones
But
and our
anyway,
personal
this
beliefs
would have
on
been
that.
much more hype if this had come out while Game of Thrones was still in the public favour.
Or like 2 weeks before, or a week before.
Yeah.
That they said, oh, you've got Game of Thrones coming out, the very first episode coming out next week, so we just thought we'd show you this week, and then it started with that. That would help then sell his game.
Exactly. But,
ridiculous.
I mean, schedules and things. You can't always have your cake and eat it.
What do you think is going to happen next year? We're looking at this. How do you think next year is going to... And think about this in the grand scheme of things as well. Because you've obviously then going to have Stadia out. You're then going to have Sony. Will they be there again or not? Will somebody else drop out? Will Microsoft decide to just completely focus on their console? Like,
I think
Obviously,
next year will be a return to form. Like, I think for as good as Square and Nintendo's were, like they were saving E3, but like in a good E3 year, I don't know that they would have been like as huge a deal as they were this year, if you get what I mean. I think next year will be a return, maybe not like peak levels, but I think Microsoft will actually have stuff ready next year. I think, well, what will be? I think Square will probably be showing episode 2 of 7.
I mean, it's possible.
Or Final Fantasy 16.
No, Final Fantasy 16 will not be around until 7 is finished. They don't like.
Do you think so?
They don't like doing.
I don't think it's the same team making it.
It's not. Regardless of that, it's they don't like having the games taking focus off each other.
But 16 has to come out before all of the episodes of 7, surely.
It depends how many episodes there are.
But they can't run with just 7 for the next 10 years.
Well, it depends how long it's going to be. It depends. I mean, you are right.
You need something to break
it
it
might
up.
be the sort of thing where once they get it going and whatnot, if they get Final Fantasy VII going and they get the first, say for example, if 10 million copies of Final Fantasy VII remakes get sold of the first episode, then they can just go, okay, that's fine. The reception was great. We now can start selling other things because everybody that's playing Final Fantasy VII, those 10 million, out of that, we reckon 9.5 of them are going to buy episode 2, regardless of what else is on the shelf, because they want to see the rest of the story. It's a possibility. There's so much room for improvement and
with Square
concern,
Square can do anything and no one will see it coming because it will never make sense.
Yeah. Final Fantasy 16, I mean, like they were saying before, 15 was their swan song. It was meant to be their do or die situation. They were like, there's not going to be another Final Fantasy if 15 didn't do very well. And 15 did quite well.
I think 15 did well enough to justify.
But there were a lot of complications, and I think they're still... Yeah. I would still think that they're quite sensitive about them.
So do you think the next Final Fantasy will maybe be X3?
I would say
I don't know why I worded that as X. 10-3.
10-3. There was rumours, and there was one of the guys
Someone's been saying that it's been, well, not like teased, but
one of the directors had said that 10-3 was a possibility.
Yeah,
I'm not sure that story needs to be fully finished. I think they've got to focus on some other things and get some things in order first. 10-3 is, I would say, just as possible as Final Fantasy 16. Okay. And I still don't think that we'll see that until year after next, 2021. Okay. I think next year will be Square Enix's press conference will be crap again.
Yeah. I reckon it depends how cool this Heaven's Blade Dawnfall...
Babylon's Fall. I mean, yeah, if they go off that and whatnot,
I feel like that might be their big game next year.
But I mean, it's not. It's just published by Square Enix. Then it's not.
Oh yeah, it's a platinum. It's a platinum game first and foremost, isn't it?
Yeah, that's who you're appreciating mostly, isn't it? Yeah. I think especially with next year, Sony, I don't think will be there again.
Really?
And I reckon they're going to stay out. I think they're going to spend more time focusing on the directs. I reckon Nintendo will have a smaller show as well.
See, I think they're going to go Breath of the Wild style again.
I think they're
going to
kit
out their booth.
No, that's what I'm saying.
The
like,
new Zelda. I think they're going to do huge stuff on it.
I think they'll do huge stuff on it, but only on Zelda. And that'll be its main focus. I think they're going to calm it down. It's what they
traditionally do for E3s.
Microsoft, again, they've got so much they need to work on. And again, this is weird
in terms of public messaging.
in the terms of everything.
Well,
But this
yeah,
is the issue that I've got with them, is that they're doing this xCloud gaming, and they're doing this Ultimate Pass, and you can do this and you can do that, and this is the problem that they've got, is they've saved everything for E3, and they've got so much that they then need to talk about. The E3 is shit because they just spend it all talking about just random, novel, trivial things that doesn't appeal to the major super gamer to make them look amazing.
There was a lot in their stuff that they could have put out somewhere in some other way.
So if Microsoft want to do something to make themselves stand out more, do some directs, get a way of transferring your information.
Like, they can just put out they just, with the SAD, they just put out a trailer on like the Xbox channel or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone reported on it, everyone watched it.
All they need is just a 15-minute just show, probably the best part, once every 2 months, to just sort of just go, this is our new thing that we're doing, this is how much it will cost, and this is what you can do with it. Some of these things, so it takes that, you're getting that information out there, getting it out there professionally and nicely and at a good time, but then you're not taking everything from E3 away, because then the moment you get to E3, you've got so much that you're talking about. Your biggest thing here was Project Scarlet, and I come out of it not caring.
No.
That definitely.
We don't know anything about it other than that it does 8K and 120 frames a second. Like, I don't know anything else about the Scarlet.
Mm.
I know it has a disk drive. I don't even know if that was something they said at E3. That might have been something from somewhere else.
And that is the unfortunate truth.
Yeah. Very disappointing for Microsoft. But
considering that they should have done more.
Yeah.
Nintendo, Bethesda and EA, they were just there. Bethesda did good by at least apologising.
Yeah, I think Bethesda's was alright.
Ubisoft was okay as well. They did sort of standard, what you'd expect from one of the smaller companies. Square Enix did phenomenally well just because of their main IPs that they're talking about, and Nintendo did incredible for the biggest reveal.
Yeah.
And that's it from us, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, so I would say that Xbox should have done for Halo Infinite what Square did with FF7 Remake. But then I remember that it's coming out next holiday, winter, whatever. So maybe
they're saving it all for next year, which is fine. But they could have gone off with more on this.
Yeah. Could have busted out something.
Or at least shown something way more interesting than the inside of a spaceship.
Yeah.
You've got this amazing new engine and all these new capabilities, and that's what you showed us. Doesn't fill me with confidence.
No, like.
But this is the thing: is Xbox are consistently making these moves, these poor moves.
Yeah. But I don't know.
No.
But 7 Remake looks awesome. Avengers looks like it could be awesome.
It's got the potential. Yeah. I'd say the potential is still there.
Yeah.
Smash is getting all of the updates it should be getting.
All the coolness. I think Luigi's Mansion looks awesome.
Yeah, I completely agree. And then Breath of the Wild is going to be.
And now we have, a new mainline Zelda to look forward to as well.
And that's pretty much it from the E3. That is everything.
Yeah. Oh, and Roller Champions.
Oh God, we're not going to go down that route. So yeah, if you're still listening at this point, 2 hours in, then
should we try and get it on the dot?
Yeah, we'll try and stop it exactly at 2 hours. But what are your thoughts on E3? I guess that would be the only sort of thing you could really say now.
Yeah. Just, I hope it gets better.
Yeah, hopefully it will, but I severely doubt it.
Naysayer.